Do you need a great marketing tool to advertise your business or event? Then use Ottumwa Coasters. Get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. It's the most fun and effective way to reach the community. Starting at just $199, you get 1,000 coasters delivered to Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. Look for Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook or call or text 573-932-0111.
Everything you need to know to start your day. The Morning Wake Up is streaming live with Steve Shetler.
Heidi ho, neighbors! It is time for the Morning Wake Up here on Steve Shetler Media on this Tuesday, November 21st. Steve with you, and our Morning Wake Up being brought to us by our friends at Ottumwa Coasters. Like and follow on Facebook. And if you are a new business or you have a new event coming up, you want to take advantage of this new business special with Ottumwa Coasters. You can save 25% on 1,000 coasters. Get those 1,000 coasters out in front of people in Ottumwa at Ottumwa's most popular restaurants as 10 new businesses going to reach the Ottumwa community with 1,000 coasters for just $149. That is a deal. So take advantage of that with Ottumwa Coasters. Again, like and follow Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook. Call or text Elizabeth. You can see the number there at the bottom, 573-932-0111. I've got some coasters down there in Ottumwa, and you should too. Take advantage of that with Ottumwa Coasters. Hey, we thank them for bringing us our Morning Wake Up. Do want to give you our winner. I should probably get a drum roll because we've had a little thing going on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page where you can like, share, and comment to win a $25 Brothers Market gift card. You can use that. Probably you could use this at any Brothers Market, but of course we're pushing our friends at Brothers Market in Sigourney. They are a big sponsor, a big booster of Steve Shetler Media. A $25 gift card for Brothers Market that you could use for this Thanksgiving season. Of course, they say prices are going down on a few things this year, but still, groceries are always expensive. That grocery bill is something that's hard to tackle sometimes. So let's get a drum roll, and we'll announce our prize winner out of everybody who liked, shared, and commented. Here we go. All right, our prize winner of the $25 Brothers Market gift card is Deb Decker. Deb Decker, congratulations to you. You are the prize winner of the $25 gift card. See, I got it right here. I even put your name on it with a Post-it note. Because I like Post-it notes, darn it. So Deb Decker, our prize winner, Brothers Market gift card. Thanks to everybody for liking, for sharing, for commenting, and making that giveaway blow up on Facebook the last couple of days. Congratulations to Deb Decker. She is our prize winner. Deb, we're going to hook you up. We'll figure out a way to get this to you, whether it be in the mail or whether it be in person. So Deb Decker, congratulations to you. Hey, let's bring up this next graphic, as I just put this up on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. Just made an event for this, in case you haven't seen it yet. Coach Bob Howard, Hall of Fame coach here in Iowa for football, and he coached about every sport here in Sigourney. I don't think he coached wrestling, but he might have coached everything else at one point or another. Then moved on. Coach Bob Howard going to be on a special edition of the Sports Section Coaches Show, and that'll be in a couple of Saturdays on December 2nd. Now, you can do this two different ways. You can come live to Brothers Market, where we always have the Sports Section Coaches Show on Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock. You can attend live, and what we're going to do for this special edition with Coach Howard is, if you are one of the many athletes that Coach Howard coached or taught or mentored or befriended over the years during his time here in Sigourney, if you want to come and be a part of the live audience at Brothers Market on Saturday, December 2nd, you can. In fact, we're going to have a microphone set up for audience members to come up and ask Coach one question, or, bring up one topic that you'd like to hear his thoughts on from over the years. So, again, audience members, you are more than welcome to attend live and in person at Brothers Market in Sigourney, Saturday, December 2nd. It'll be an hour-long edition from 8 to 9. So be there live in person at Brothers Market in Sigourney for Coach Bob Howard with the special edition of the Sports Section. And after that, we will take the party. If there's a party on Saturday morning in Sigourney, Iowa, this is where it's going to be at. We're going to take the party from Brothers Market to Barnwired. So we're just going to move around on the square as we'll have some social time. You can get a coffee, maybe something to eat for breakfast, and sit and chat with Coach Howard and anybody else. Probably a lot of former players, a lot of public members going to be there in attendance at Barnwired shortly after 9 o'clock. So we're going to have, again, let's put this in perspective. We're going to have Coach Howard live on the Sports Section at Brothers Market, Sigourney, from 8 to 9. And then we're going to move over to Barnwired in Sigourney, on the square in Sigourney, shortly after 9 o'clock. Coach Howard will be hanging around, and he'll be more than happy to talk to you, his former players, his former friends from here in the Sigourney and Keota area. Of course, he won 3 state football titles, and would love to reminisce and see what you're up to today. Coach has been nothing but nice. We've been chatting back and forth on Facebook, sending messages, and he is more than happy to be doing this. And, he sees this as giving back to the community, just a little bit of his time, and he wants to do this. He wants to see you in person. If you can't make it in person, you can, of course, watch the Sports Section live on Facebook and YouTube on Steve Shetler Media. But if you want to be there in person, would love to see you, would love to have you. We want to pack Brothers Market. We want to pack Barnwired afterwards and have fun with our time with Coach Howard, who just retired last week. So this is going to be a pretty special deal. So looking forward to seeing Coach Howard. He was instrumental in basketball, in football, in my high school years as a teacher earlier in my years. So yeah, Coach Howard's a special guy to a lot of people, and he's going to be coming back to Sigourney Saturday, December 2nd. Should be a lot of fun. Want to do another announcement. You probably saw this yesterday as I posted this on Facebook. Let's bring my face back up there. Whoop, there we go. Why isn't that? Oh, hello. Things are going bonkers. There we go. Now they're working. All right, so yesterday, I also announced that going to be having fun at the Lighted Christmas Parade in Oskaloosa. I tell you what, with Bob Howard in the morning on December 2nd, and then the Lighted Christmas Parade in the evening on December 2nd, it's going to be a busy day. Usually Saturdays are fairly calm. The weekends are fairly calm here on Steve Shetler Media, but Saturday, December 2nd, Coach Howard in the morning, Lighted Christmas Parade in the evening, as I'm going to have a trio. I am bringing along my wife, Stacy Shetler. I'm bringing along my friend, Hot Neil Crott. and we are going to have fun at the Lighted Christmas Parade. We're going to be announcing. They're going to have us located, if you look for us, we'll be up on the judges trailer. They have judges for the Lighted Christmas Parade. We're going to be, up there on the trailer. So we're going to have a pretty good eye view, if that's what you want to say. We'll have a pretty good view of the parade, and they're allowing me to bring my camera along to film, to tape, to video record. We're not going to do it live because we don't want to take away from anybody that wants to come live and see the parade. If you want to see it live as it's happening, go to Oskaloosa on December 2nd, see the parade. If you want to relive the parade, or you can't make it out, or it's too cold, or whatever, I get to play it back here on Steve Schottler Media on Sunday the 3rd. So that'll be a lot of fun. Let me see. I'm looking up the time right now. The parade starts, I believe it. Is it 5? 5:30? I'm not sure. Whatever time the parade starts, I'm going to hit the record button. I'm going to be recording the whole thing, start to finish, and then I'll have it up the next day on Sunday, the whole parade for you to watch here on Steve Schottler Media. So that's a big thing too. So yeah, lots of things happening here on Steve Schottler Media. Another thing that's happening is I had the chance to sit down and talk with a really interesting guy. His name is Kevin Hempel. He kind of splits his time between Oskaloosa, Iowa, and California, and he's doing an ultra run. Let's get to it. Here's my interview with Kevin Hempel talking about his ultra run. Hey, Steve Schottler here on Steve Schottler Media, and I am being joined, as you can see, by Mr. Kevin Hempel. Kevin, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Glad to have you on for an interview today. As you have, well, we've got a lot to talk about here in the next few minutes. But the first and most important thing that we're talking about is coming up on December 2nd. You've got what they're calling an ultra run from Oskaloosa to Ottumwa. So tell us a little bit about that event.
Yeah, so the ultra run is actually from Oskaloosa to Ottumwa and back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what kind of puts it into the ultra realm. So
okay.
For those that don't know, ultra runs are anything essentially over a marathon run, but we consider it like anything 32 and above.
Okay.
And so this run on December 2nd will be a total of about 60 miles.
Wow. And is that just you, or is it a team of people, or how do you go about doing this ultra run?
Yeah, so in the past, whenever I have done them, it always starts out with me, and then all of a sudden other runners will definitely join in as we get closer. However, the ones that I've done in different parts of the country have definitely been different. So this one right here, it's just going to be me for the full 60.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so the way that I put it is that if somebody wants to run a mile or two with me, that's always good. It's always a good time. But I don't expect anybody to be running the 60 with me for this one.
That would be difficult. Now, about 10 years ago, my wife and I were really into running, and we did some half marathons, which is just over 13 miles. I can't even imagine trying to run 60 miles in one day, because it's in one day, right?
Yeah, it's we're trying to get it completed within a 10-hour time period. So my expectation is that we're going to be starting at about 5 a.m. or so from downtown Oskaloosa.
Okay.
And then it's about 15 miles exactly into Fremont. And then from there, we actually have the Lions Club that's going to be outside, and they've got some signs and stuff in downtown Fremont. And then I'm going to be there about 5 minutes and then run the next 15 miles into Ottumwa. And then we've got some people meeting there, and then 15 miles back. And so, yeah, it's, this morning, Steve, I was sitting with my wife, and we were kind of prepping for today. And I had the question in my head that said, when did I really start this journey, right? Yeah. Because just like you might have ran a couple miles here and there. And truth is that I started it over 18 years ago.
Okay.
To prepare to run this. And, I've ran 100 miles before on the road, 101, over 34 feet in elevation. since 2018, I've ran 5,000 miles plus.
Wow.
So we've done some heavy runs and whatnot. So mentally, it takes a minute to get prepared to run
Sure.
that many amounts of miles. And in Iowa, what we've got is the whipping winds
Yeah.
across the fields, and we have cold. Everyone says,
Uh-huh.
Kev, it's 18 degrees or it's going to be 40 degrees.
Yeah. What do you do? Like, if we were to happen to have like some nasty winter weather on that day, would you change it to a different day, or would you run through it?
So ice, tornadoes, and lightning kind of our call for this
Okay.
one.
All right.
But other than that, we are going to mentally and muscle through.
Okay.
You just don't know what's going to happen. Anybody that's run, over a 5K or a 10K, couple
Yeah.
miles at a time, you never know what's going to happen to the body. And so
Yeah.
for me, I have to pay special attention to that. But we do have, if we do, proceed, which we intend to, based on what we're looking at, we do have some trigger words that my small team knows that, hey, if we get to this word, that it's time to kind of call it quits and protect
right.
our. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is the reasoning behind this ultra run? I know you do a lot of great causes, so if there's a reason, why don't you go ahead and tell us?
Yeah, so for this one we're raising money for Unravel Pediatric Cancer out of Des Moines, Iowa. And the main reason for this one is that, I had run attempted a 200-mile run. I think it was back in 2021. And we ran for this organization. And something miraculous happened during the run that we were doing that. They're out of Morgan Hill in California.
Okay.
We ended up not making the 200 miles. We went to 101, but we had been running for over 40 hours.
Wow.
And I had gone to sleep after when we called it quits and just kind of hung it up. And when I woke up, my wife said, you have to check Facebook. And so I woke up and looked at Facebook, and I just emotionally lost it. What had happened was somebody from the organization had seen us running and was so inspired that they put the word out and said, hey, let's go finish the 99 miles for the team.
Nice.
And so we had easily anywhere from 75 to 100 other runners out there running while we were sleeping.
Oh, wow.
And that catalysted the awareness of the organization across the country.
Yeah.
And so when we ended up in Oskaloosa, Iowa, I found out that this organization's only other satellite or sister location is in Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay.
And I reached out to them there, and they said, we would love to have your support, and it would be awesome for you to, do what you do. So really it's about awareness for the organization. And
Okay.
most importantly, I think it's about just getting people out there and recognizing that even myself, a part of my story, I was 273 pounds back in 2018.
Okay.
And now this journey I'm on is a total health journey. And it started with 1 mile, and it literally started with one step, just crossing over the threshold. So awareness for Unravel Pediatric Cancer, and just awareness for all around health.
Awesome. Now, you split your time. Correct me if I'm wrong. You split your time between Oskaloosa, in California? Is that right?
Northern California. So back in 2022, we ended up in Oski after falling in love with the city from California to about 11 different cities in Iowa, and just turned on downtown 63, I think it is, and fell in love. Immediately, we made some investments out there. And so we started, since 2022, it was 1 week a month in Oski and 3 weeks in California. Over the past 3 months or so, it's been 3 weeks in Oskaloosa and 1 week in California. And so majority of my time right now is spent in Iowa. And then my wife and kids are here in California. So right now I keep flying back and forth just to do what we do out there. So
all right. And you do kind of a variety of things. I mean, I know you kind of dabble in a podcast. What else takes up your time when you're not running, 40 or 60 miles or whatever?
So I think right now the majority is, first and foremost, I'm a child of God for sure.
Yes.
And so I spend time with the Lord, and then I'm a husband. Been with my wife for I think over 22 years now.
Okay.
And then a father to my two kids. I have a 15-year-old, and a 14-year-old. But for business aspects and professionally, I'm a consultant, and so I help people. Whether it be in personal, you can call it life coaching, whatever you need to, if you need to put a word to it. And then the other business aspects is the development of a project in downtown Oskaloosa.
Okay.
That project is Beacon of Hope, and we purchased a property, and we are in the process of designing and renovating the project so that we can help the local community continue to, to open up some businesses and operations there.
All right. So a very interesting guy, Kevin Hempel. And you were just somebody that I was kind of just scrolling through Facebook one day, and somebody had shared one of your posts about this ultra run. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. He sounds like he'd be a good interview with a great event coming up. So I'm glad we got to talk. I'm glad we got to hook up, and wish you the best of luck coming up on December 2nd for the ultra run. Now, timing-wise, the lighted Christmas parade is the evening of December 2nd. Are you going to be running into town as that begins or anything dramatic like that?
To be completed before the event starts.
Okay.
So we do have a float in it, or I think there's going to be a vehicle with some banners and stuff on it. So we will be in the parade. But I intend to finish before we get.
All right. That would have been fun though, for you to just be getting into town and leading the Olympics with the torch or something as the parade begins. Oh, that should be fun though. Kevin Hempel again. What's that? Go ahead.
That torch conversation has come up a couple times in regards to that, so you never know what'll happen.
Could be a lot of fun. And I will be announcing the parade at one of the locations there in Oskaloosa that evening. So if you see me, stop by and say hi. But again, Kevin Hempel doing the ultra run from Oskaloosa to Ottumwa and back coming up on December 2nd. If you see him along the highway, give him a honk of encouragement. Maybe hold up a sign, hand him a bottle of water, and keep him in prayer as well, obviously. Doing it for a great cause. And I appreciate your time, Kevin. Thank you for joining me today. And I wish you the very best of luck coming up on December 2nd for the Ultra Run.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you and everybody else.
All righty, that is Kevin Hempel. What a great guy. Kevin doing that 60-mile run in one day, the Ultra Run, coming up on December 2nd. And it's a fundraiser. It's a run to make awareness. Again, he's going from Oski to Ottumwa and then turning around and coming back from Ottumwa to Oskaloosa in one day, shooting to do that in 10 hours. So Kevin Hempel, look him up on Facebook and check him out. And, we thank Kevin Hempel for his time this morning. Hey, one thing I forgot to do earlier, it's my moment of is our forecast. We're going to sneak it in now. It's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney. Call or text Amy for an appointment at 641-622-3772, located at 202 North Main in Sigourney. Hair services, spa services, extensions, products, and tanning. It's all at Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney. And today, looking mostly cloudy. It's definitely breezy, definitely cool, and that wind making things even colder. A high today of 47 degrees. Tonight, going to start off cloudy, gradually clearing off, blustery tonight, so cold, a low of 26. Sunshine for your Wednesday, a high of 48. Winds will be diminishing a little bit. And then Wednesday night, clear skies, a low of 30. Thanksgiving Day, you see the turkey there. Thanksgiving Day is mostly sunny and a high of 46. I need to hit the turkey sound effect. Where's my turkey sound effect? There we go. Got to have the turkey sound effect for Thanksgiving Day. Mostly sunny and 46 on Thanksgiving. Still a little bit breezy. Let's see here. North winds could gust up to 20 miles per hour. So you might see a turkey flying around on Turkey Day. That's our forecast brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa. Let's see here. Boy, we are running along today. Had so many announcements at the beginning with the Bob Howard sports section announcement. Me doing the parade in Oskaloosa on the 2nd. Let's go ahead and do some celebrity birthdays here on the Morning Wake Up. Happy birthday. La 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 la. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's see here. Happy birthdays today. We've got cartoon character Tweety Bird. Remember Tweety Bird from back in the day? Tweety is 80 years old. Actress Goldie Hawn is 77. We've got singer Stephen Curtis Chapman, 60 years old. Actress Nicolette Sheridan, 59. Musician Bjork. You know how you spell Bjork? Bjork. B-J-O-R-K. Bjork, all the way. 57 years old for Bjork. Let's see here. Troy Aikman, football Hall of Famer, commentator. 56 years old for Troy. We've got other birthdays like Ken Griffey Jr., heck of a baseball player. One of the greats. 53 years old. Football player, TV host Michael Strahan, 51. And Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe. Is that how that song goes? I hear it at football games occasionally. That's about it. 37 years old for Carly Rae Jepsen. On this date, November 21st, in history, it was today, 1783, the world's first hot air balloon flight took place in France. Have you ever had a hot air balloon? My dad and I, it's been a long time. Probably 30 years ago, I'm guessing. My dad and I did a hot air balloon flight over Sigourney. It was fun. It was scary, but it was fun. Do a hot air balloon ride if you can. On this date, 1877, Thomas Edison announced that he had invented the phonograph. He was calling it the talking machine at that time. Also on this date, 1942, Alaska Highway opened in Canada. Let's see here. 1952, on this date, the U.S. Postal Service issued the first two-color postage stamp. Also, 1980. If you were around in 1980, everybody, and I mean everybody, was caught up in the drama of Who Shot JR on the show Dallas. I mean, even if you didn't watch the show Dallas, you knew the phrase was Who Shot JR. People nowadays will never get sucked into TV the way they did back then because you didn't have 3 billion channels and streaming services. You had like 4 channels and you liked it. So everybody knew what Dallas was and everybody was wondering who shot JR. Let's see here. For those who remember back in 1981, if you were a soap opera fanatic back then, today in 1981, Luke and Laura got married on General Hospital. And it was also on this date in 1982 the NFL resumed its season after a 57-day players' strike. All right, today is, by the way, good morning. We've got Kurt and Kathy, got Sandy, got Patty, got Sherry, Nathan, Tamra, Sally, Barb, Julie, Jackie. So many people tuned in this morning. Thank you. Got a little itch right beside my... I'm not picking my nose. The finger is not going in the nose. It's just on the side there. Just wanted to clarify. Today is World Television Day. So you can... We were talking about the 3 billion channels and all the streaming options. Watch some TV today. It's World Television Day. It's also World Hello Day. So say hello to somebody, I guess. That's what you do on World Hello Day. It's National Gingerbread Cookie Day. It's National Red Mitten Day. And it's National... Oh, barf. Barforama, National Stuffing Day. Now, Neil Crott will be in studio tomorrow morning, and he will stand up and fight for stuffing. No. In fact, Neil sent me a picture of a meal he was having last night, a Thanksgiving-ish meal, and I told him it looked like there was a lot of gross on his plate because he was eating all the stuff that I don't. So we'll see Neil tomorrow morning. Things you need to know. As long as you guys are going to stick with me this morning, we'll run through some of this stuff. Things you need to know. After the company OpenAI, which is artificial intelligence, OpenAI, they kicked out their president last week and a co-founder resigned. Microsoft immediately picked both those people up and signed them. So they are at the AI division in Microsoft now. A Ukraine sharpshooter is claiming that he took out a Russian soldier from a distance of 2.5 miles away. Can you imagine that? 2.5 miles away. He shot somebody. Shot a soldier. That is crazy. Let's see here. Talked about Thanksgiving grocery prices. The average Thanksgiving dinner is said to have dropped to a cost of $61 this year. And that is thanks to some small prices dropping for turkey and cranberries. Other things you need to know. Tiger Woods going to be playing in a tournament for the first time in 7 months. Let's see here. A bottle of Scotch whiskey, billed as the most sought after in the world, sold on Saturday for $2.7 million. That must be some good scotch. $2.7 million. Garth Brooks, if you're heading to Nashville, you might want to check this out or steer clear. If you like big crowds, that would determine whether you go or whether you don't go. Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places Bar and Honky Tonk, named after his big hit back in 1990. His new bar opening in Nashville on Friday. Rumor is he's going to be performing a concert to kick things off. Wouldn't be a surprise. So Garth Brooks. I met Garth once. I'll brag about that. Garth and Trisha, both. My wife and I got to hang out with them for several minutes in Des Moines one time. Let's see here. And Garth's a good guy. Trisha's a good girl, too. President Biden, he's 81 as of yesterday, goes into the record books now as America's oldest sitting president. Let's see here. Speaking of things selling at auction for a lot of money, one of Eric Clapton's guitars sold for $1.27 million this week at an auction in Nashville. Finally, in things you need to know, in Alabama, a 32-year-old woman with two uteruses is pregnant with twins, one in each womb. So they have their own room. The odds of that happening, 50 million to 1. So 2 uteruses and 2 babies in you, each having their own individual womb. Let's see here. Good morning to you, Renee. Good morning to you, Amber. Let's see here. In some weird news, we got to hit that one.
That is weird.
In some weird news, well, you can start practicing your tongue twisters, because artificial intelligence might be judging your sobriety on how well you recite them soon. At least that's what some researchers suggest after conducting a study analyzing intoxication levels based on speech that had remarkable accuracy. So again, look for some sort of equipment to be able to, with AI, artificial intelligence, will be able to tell if you're drunk or not by the way you talk. Let's see here. We'll do a couple more things. Got a Thanksgiving thing. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow when Neil is in. We'll talk about some Christmas movies tomorrow. Files of Law and Disorder. United Healthcare, the largest health insurance company in the U.S., is allegedly using a deeply flawed AI algorithm. Lots of AI, artificial intelligence talk this morning. A deeply flawed AI algorithm to override doctors' judgments and wrongfully deny critical health coverage to elderly patients. So once again, doctors are saying one thing, and AI is overriding them with algorithms and is denying some critical health care coverage for elderly patients. This has resulted in patients being kicked out of rehab programs and care facilities way too early, forcing them to spend all their money, draining their life savings to obtain needed care that should be covered under their government-funded Medicare Advantage plan. That's all according to a lawsuit filed this week in the U.S. District Court for the District of Minnesota. So AI can be good, AI can be bad. Cue the Terminator music. Good morning to you, Holly. And again, thanks to everybody for tuning in and hanging out this morning on the Morning Wake Up, brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters. One last thing here. I think this is the duh. This is our moment of duh. Duh. A 36-year-old man from Spooner. Where is Spooner? Is that in Canada? No, Wisconsin. Spooner, Wisconsin was arrested for OWI with a 6-year-old in the car after arriving at the Washburn County Sheriff's Department jail intoxicated. So again, 36-year-old guy in Wisconsin, OWI. He arrived at the jail drunk. See here, according to the Wisconsin State Patrol, Anthony Kaprowski had driven to the jail just before 7 p.m. to pick up his drunk buddy that had been arrested early Saturday evening. Now, the jail staff noticed that Kaprowski appeared intoxicated. And while Kaprowski was sitting in his car in the parking lot, a trooper also noticed that he appeared drunk. And after sobriety testing, he was arrested for OWI while having that 6-year-old in the car with him. So his drunk buddy was in jail. He was drunk. He went to pick up his drunk buddy. He also got thrown in jail. I don't think they threw the 6-year-old in jail, but just the two drunks. That'll do it. Once again, since I spaced this off at the beginning of things, let's run down your forecast. Brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa for your Tuesday. Cloudy skies, breezy 47. Clearing off tonight, breezy 26. Wednesday, sunny and 48. Turkey Day, sunny and 46. Good morning to you, Kay. Right now, our current conditions here in southeast Iowa, humidity is at 99%, northwest winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour, barometric pressure at 30.01. And right now, let me hit refresh. We have 39 degrees here in southeast Iowa. That's your forecast brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa. And again, we thank Ottumwa Coasters for bringing us our morning wake up. And thanks to all of our sponsors right down here. All these folks that rotate throughout all my videos. These folks are what makes the Steve Shetler Media engine run. So thank you to all those folks. And make sure, whenever you see these businesses, you go into these restaurants like Grant Ranch, like James Family Greenhouse, make sure you tell them that you saw their ad on my programs. And then that way, they will know that their advertising money is well spent. So that would help me. That would help them know that you're seeing their ads. So do that. Do that for me. Do that for them. It would be greatly appreciated. So again, recap things from the top of the show. Deb Decker was our winner of the Brothers Market gift card. Congratulations to her. Bob Howard, Coach Bob Howard, formerly of Sigourney Keota, Hall of Famer, just retired. Going to be hanging out at the sports section live at Brothers Market on Saturday, December 2nd. We'll have an hour with just Coach Howard in person at Brothers Market. And then we'll take the party to Barn Wired in Sigourney afterwards to hang out with Coach for a while. So big news there. Also, The other news today is Steve Shuttler Media will be at the Lighted Christmas Parade in Oskaloosa. We'll be announcing and we'll be filming to play back the Lighted Christmas Parade right here on Steve Shuttler Media that following Sunday. So lots going on. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Ottumwa Coasters. Thanks to Amy's Salon House and Spa. And thanks to you, all of our viewers. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow right back here. Tomorrow morning, Neil will be hanging out. That's always interesting. We'll fight about Thanksgiving food. And later on today, we've got What's Happening? What's Happening? Here in Southeast Iowa. That comes up at noon. Be the Light Ministry coming up tonight at 6:30. So stay tuned here on Steve Shuttler Media.